Okay. And I believe we are live.
Yeah, I think we are.
All right. All right. Let me get back into a screen where I can see things the right way here. Debbie, bear with me. All right. We are so much on time. I'm a little bit nervous about that. Normally I'm 10 minutes late, but I want to just thank everybody for showing up. I'm Shawn with Blue Collar Recruiting, with Blue Sky Services and Recruiting. And we've got a really, really special guest tonight. Debbie Sardone is with us tonight. Hi, Debbie.
Hey there. Always great to be with you.
You as well. You as well. So we're going to talk about a couple different things, but Debbie, I want to just touch on a few things. I love golf, so I remember a time where Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson were paired up, and the announcer was saying, they go through the championships that Tiger wins, right? So he's going on and on and on, and Phil Mickelson says, all right, that's enough. And so I can sort of do that with the things that you've accomplished over a few decades of being in the cleaning industry. You were the founder of Cleaning for a Reason. What's the name of your Facebook group right now that we're going to be talking a little bit about in the summit?
Cleaning Business Profits is our Facebook group, but our summit is on betterthanbeforesummit.com. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but Cleaning Business Profits is where you can find it.
Okay, great. So tonight, what are we going to talk about tonight? Something about employee retention. Is that right?
Absolutely. And that's one of my favorite topics, Shawn, especially since I've gotten to work with you and your amazing company, because we have the best of both worlds when we work together. You bring all these high quality candidates in the door, and then I teach cleaning business owners how to retain the best staff. So you find us the best staff, but it's our job to keep them. It's
Right.
not your job to keep them. It's your job to help us find them, but we have to keep them. So
and that's a great point, because one of the things that happens is I'll look at job titles and descriptions and I'll go, wait a minute here, this doesn't match what you had said. And what's your paycheck's going to be like? And they'd say $800 a week. And then if somebody's only making $500 a week, they're not going to last long. So your job description and your culture and everything has to match perfectly in what I do, so that it's easier for you to teach people how to retain them as well. So talk a little bit about the summit.
Oh, I'm excited about the summit. In fact, can I share my screen and I'll show everybody what we've got going on here? So the Bounce Back Better Than Before Summit is starting tomorrow night. 5 nights, 10 topics, completely free. So it doesn't get any better than that. It is time for us as cleaning business owners and those of us in the service industry. It's time for us to stop talking about, oh, I hope I'm waiting for things to get back to normal. Forget the old normal. It's over. Let's create the new normal. Let's bounce back better than before. We're going to have 10 topics and strategies to help business owners, particularly residential cleaning business owners, but service business owners certainly can benefit. Strategies to help you bounce back better than before. We're talking about how to pivot, new messaging for the new rules of marketing, new rules of Facebook advertising. There's so many things that will be different. Don't wait around for the old normal to come back. So plan on coming to the summit. It starts tomorrow night. You have to be there for the free registration. There's not like replays. So just show up at 6 to 8 p.m. Central Time.
That sounds outstanding. That's huge value. Absolutely free. That's great. So you've got 10 topics you're going to be discussing, and we'll post it again on our Facebook page. Dan's going to be posting it during this our little chat here, and then I think I'm going to do everything I can to be there. I know that I've got it on my schedule. So unless something happens crazy in my life, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Employees.
Yeah, let's talk about employees. So thank you so much for inviting me on tonight, because like I said, there's our topics. Retaining your A players is the hard part of this business. I mean, anybody can retain a C player, right? In fact, I find most cleaning businesses are not cutting their C players quick enough. So once Blue Skies brings us this amazing funnel filled with great job candidates, and we hire 2 or 3 people. How do we retain the best ones? How do we retain those A players? So it's your job to get them in the door. It's my job to help people learn how to keep those top employees longer so they don't keep turning over and over again. So first of all, I wanted to remind people, in case they've never really put a number behind it, because the numbers never lie. Retaining your A players. What is the cost of not knowing how? What is it costing you to not know how to keep the best people on staff? First of all, a couple of years ago, I calculated the actual cost in my own cleaning company, the hard out-of-pocket cost every time we hired a new person. So every time we hired a new person, it ended up being right around $700. By the time we paid for our Blue Sky subscription, which is worth every penny. By the time we paid for the onboarding equipment, the trainer to train the person for a week, the criminal background search, all the costs associated, it was costing us about $700 for a new hire. Imagine turning your people over every 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 months. I would be investing 700 lost dollars over and over again. Then I took a look at the lost cost, customer cost. When you lose a customer because they are frustrated with employee turnover, they're like, yeah, I don't know, a new person again, I'm not comfortable. I think I'm going to drop your service, right? They don't always say it that way, but that's what happens. One lost customer due to employee turnover, if they're a regular repeat customer, will average $3,200 a year in what they spend with you. So you lose maybe 3 customers a year because they're frustrated and fed up with the new girl, right? Somebody that didn't get quite trained right. 3 customers lost a year as a result of your high employee turnover will cost you on average $9,600. That's almost $10,000. That's a lot of money. And some people lose more than 3 clients a year due to employee turnover, even if the customers don't tell you. They are frustrated. And here's another number I notice people don't track: lost opportunity cost. I talk to cleaning business owners all the time that say, yeah, I'm not even doing marketing. I can barely service the demand right now. I mean, obviously right now during the COVID-19 crisis, things are slow, but it's going to bounce back like crazy. There's going to be an cleaning business economic boom like we've never seen in the history of this country. I truly believe that. So what's the lost opportunity cost? When your phone rings with 10 prospects, and you don't even return the voicemails because you're so shorthanded. You're like, well, I can't get them in anyway. And you lose 1 prospect a week or a day or a month. The average lost recurring customer was worth $3,200 to your business. If you lose 10 clients a year because you just couldn't service the demand, that's $32,000 in new regular repeat revenue. Just 10 lost opportunities because you can't service the demand. Get Blue Skies on the recruiting train fast, because that's $3,200 in real, I'm sorry, $32,000. That's real dollars if you lost 10 opportunities in a year. It adds up. People don't put a number behind the pain. They just feel frustrated, but they don't put a number on it. And then what's one full-time cleaner worth to your company? My philosophy has always been the most important, number one VIP customer in my company is my employee, not my highest paying customer. It's my employee. One solo cleaner can and should be able to generate between $50,000 and $60,000 in revenue, full-time solo cleaner. One cleaner in a team of 3 will average about $30,000 a year to your business. This is what your employees are worth in revenue. Why aren't we taking care to make sure we keep them? So employee turnover is like burning money. People don't see it that way. I see it that way. It's like burning money. So the cost of not knowing is more expensive than the cost of not learning how to retain the best staff. So the cost of not knowing is more expensive than the cost of learning. Now there's 3 simple rules, and they're easy to follow and they're easy to ignore, just like anything else. It's simple, but also easy to ignore. There's 3 simple rules that I live and die by in my business and when we teach others in the Cleaning Business Fundamentals program. Number 1, hire slow, fire fast. And you know what? That's not possible when nobody wants to work for you. You just tolerate, you hire on the fly, you hire in an emergency. Oh, I'm shorthanded. Can you fog a mirror? You're hired. You're not, you're not using blue skies to vet the candidates. So you're just getting a mishmash of all the wrong people. So Kevin O'Leary said this in a talk I heard him give live at ISSA, and I loved it because it is so true, of the Shark Tank. And he said, the first sign you should fire someone, you were right. So hire slow and fire fast. A good cleaner doesn't make them a good employee. I hear people say all the time, but she's such a good cleaner, but she's always absent. She has a toxic attitude. She calls in sick on your busiest day because she knows you've got a lot of extra work. That's not a good employee. So just because somebody's a good cleaner doesn't make them a good employee. Raise your standards for what you consider a good employee. Hire slow, fire fast. Rule number 2, you cannot break this rule. Hire integrity, train for skill. We can train skill. I can train you in quality. I can teach you how to clean a house. I cannot teach you how to be a better person. I cannot train you to be honest. Hire integrity first. Train for skill. We can figure out how to train them if they have integrity, if they have character, if they care about the job, if they care about people, if their values align with your core values. And if you have stated core values, that you can attract people who would align with those. So you can't fix integrity. You can fix quality, you can fix speed. You can't train integrity, but you can train quality. That was said by Debbie Sardone at the Speed Cleaning Conference. So training plays a key role in retaining your best staff. I've heard lots of stories of people quitting during training because it was dysfunctional. It wasn't organized. They didn't feel like they'd be able to succeed quick enough at this job because training was just put together or thrown together. So training plays a key role. And in Cleaning Business Fundamentals, the program that we've helped people grow their businesses in, this full-blown employee training system is included. It's a $2,000 program, and we include it in the program because I believe training is so critical. When you have the right staff, you got to do a good job training. And then the last piece is you have to attract A players. It doesn't do you any good to hire and hire and hire if you're not attracting the right people. And the only way you can attract the top talent is to be the kind of job that the top people are drawn to. If you're not the right kind of job, if you're not the kind of job people want to work for, you will always be the kind of job they keep quitting. They keep quitting. If you get some really great A players on your team because Blue Skies found them for you, but they just keep quitting. They never last a year. They won't last 2 years. They quit over and over and over again. You may have to fix the job. You might be amazing. They might leave with hugs and kisses, which is the way it was with my business. Years ago, my employee turnover was over the top obsessive. And they would leave saying, oh, Debbie, you were so nice. You were such a good boss. Nicest place I ever worked for. Okay, but they still quit. Why? Because I had created a job nobody wanted. And it would take them just under 2 years to figure out this ain't worth it. And so 3 things around creating a job that people want, creating that irresistible job. And this is that third piece. You have to create a job people want. People don't want to quit. J for JOB stands for joy. That's that employee culture, creating a wow culture. Or are you just working them to death? It's like you have to be able to work on Saturdays and on nights and weekends and, create that wow employee culture so you draw in the wow people. You have to have a system for attracting a wow group of people and then retaining them long term. It's how you make them feel. Do they feel like they matter? Do they feel like this job provides meaning and value to their life, not just a paycheck? So creating joy. And then opportunity. This is the hard part. I think cleaning business owners really struggle with this. They want desperately to provide a valuable job, but their profits are so skinny. They can't pay well. They can't offer benefits. They don't have enough clients at any given time to give them a full schedule, so they make tiny paychecks. They need more hours. They need opportunities for advancement. You have to create opportunity for people to feel like I can see myself here long term. My employees stay with my company years, not months. I have employees who've been with us 10, 15, 20, 22 years cleaning. They have an opportunity for a great job. And then benefits. In this industry, we're a bit slim on benefits. We've got to find a way to be profitable enough to create some benefits. We attract family women who want to clean. And it's oftentimes men, but mostly women. They want to be able to take a vacation with their family that's paid. They want some kind of benefits. Maybe it's AFLAC, maybe it's telemedicine. Life insurance is cheap. We've got to create joy, opportunity, and benefits. So I know we'll probably have some questions, and I want to be able to take those. I want to share quickly a little bit about cleaning business fundamentals, because this is kind of our secret sauce is creating a job people don't keep quitting. That's our secret sauce. I mean, there's 5 major pieces to this puzzle to build $1 million plus maid service where the owner actually has freedom from their business. There's like 5 pieces of that puzzle, but our big signature piece is we teach people how to create a job their employees love instead of the kind of job people keep quitting. And so that's what's made us the #1 residential cleaning business development academy in the world. We have more mop-free millionaires than anybody on the planet. And I was so glad, Shawn, you mentioned about the PGA Tour. We gave out our new set of mop-free millionaires at our last conference. We gave out green jackets like you see on, is it the Masters? The Masters, yes. Right. So we gave it, these are just a handful of our mop-free millionaires. And we believe in recognizing people for their achievements. But we have more mop-free millionaires on the planet. And there's
big Paul in the back there.
That's Paul. That's right.
Yep.
And I believe he uses Blue Skies Recruiting because he needs employees to staff the demand of new customers, not to replace the last one running out the door. And he did have him running out the door before he joined CBF. Now he's one of the largest cleaning companies in the country. Blue Skies has helped him with his staffing. We helped him with his employee retention and his profitability. And it's the best of both worlds. And I love it. Okay. So just real quick, in case people want to know, well, how do I join this cleaning business fundamentals? And I talked with you earlier today, and we schemed a really sweet deal that later on I was hanging up the phone going, what was I thinking? Oh my goodness, darn it, I just gave away the farm. So this will be for April only. And April, the last day of April is Thursday. So if you guys procrastinate decision-making, you're going to miss out on the sweet deal. Because I'm like, what was I thinking? If you enroll in Cleaning Business Fundamentals, and you can go learn all the details that you need to learn about. There's video and all kinds of information there at cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com. But because I know your audience of residential cleaning businesses, they need both. They need a system to retain the high quality employees you bring in, but then they also need you to bring them employees. So I thought, okay, John, let's create a sweet deal. Yes. If they enroll in Cleaning Business Fundamentals by Thursday, so you have to do it before May 1st, then I want to pay for, I'm going to give them $1,000 bundle. I want to pay for their Blue Skies setup because I do believe in this program so much. I truly believe it will be one of the keys to growing. And I want to pay for the guarantee hire. So this is a bundle that's worth $997, as I understand it. It's like, ouch, why did I say I would do that? I must be crazy. So if they type in the code word skies when they go and fill out cleaningbusinessfundamentals.com form, there's a couple places you have to hit submit. You have to hit submit, give us your information. There's a place where it will say code word, and nobody will know what it means. It says optional code word except for your members, right? Your friends. And so if they'll type in skies, SKIES, between now and Thursday, I'm going to pay for this $997 bundle because I believe they need both. They need my system to show them how to be profitable enough to pay better, attract better, and retain better employees. But they also need you to bring amazing people in the door to begin
Right.
with. So we're the best of both worlds, Shawn.
I think so too. And you didn't hear me banter back and forth a lot when we were putting this together today, because I thought, man, and I remember I said, let me get this one more time. I want to make sure we're clear. And you repeated exactly what we're looking at up here, the 997 credit. And so I appreciate that. That's a huge, huge, huge offer. And I really, truly appreciate that. And I can tell you, with Debbie's program, I had gone to your live event in Dallas. I've been there twice. And the thing is about your stuff and your great coaching and consulting, I see 200 people at your event. And I mean, it's like a Tony Robbins thing. I mean, it is, it's huge. And I've been pulled up in dancing, and I was screaming and I was yelling, having fun, Yeah. Oh yeah. I went in to go get a donut the one time and coffee at the little tray, and somebody grabbed me and I started dancing. Oh my gosh, it was a blast. But the thing is, the very next year I saw the exact same people. So it's not as though, you go to this hyped up convention and you spend, money, and then you go away and nothing happens. Your people astoundingly come back year after year after year and have just a phenomenal support. And you have, you really have it dialed in to, to make it happen. As long as people listen to you, I know, because I was at the event and I talked to dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of those people. And a lot of them are our clients as well. So I appreciate that so much.
Well, I really appreciate you saying all that. That is so kind. I didn't prompt him to say it, but I'll tell you that the reason why this is so important to hear, Shawn, is there are so many courses out there that, are, a few $1,000s, 90 days of access, and that's it. And our
Yeah.
program is a year-long mentorship program, which means our team works harder, but results are more important to us than anything. I would rather work with fewer people that get the biggest results than thousands of people that only a small percentage of them get results, because most people need more than just the knowledge. They need the community, they need the accountability, and they need the ongoing support, because there's a new devil at every level. And we want to be there. Every time you grow to a new level, we're going to help you solve that problem. So it's a year-long mentorship program. And if you enroll before or by midnight Thursday, April 30th, you're going to get blue skies, $1,000 credit, $997 credit on this guarantee hire bundle. And I'm honored to get to do that with you.
Excellent. And just very quickly, the guaranteed hire program is a 4-week recruiting system, automated system, that we vet the living daylights out of human beings that try to apply for jobs with you. And then we send them to another assessment, 5 assessments actually. So it takes a good hour at least for a human being to go through our system, for us to decide on the behalf of our clients whether that is a worthy candidate to interview or not. Those that are, we send their way. And with this, it's not limited to one new hire either. If you happen to hire 3 or 4 people, there's no extra charge. Well, there's no charge through Debbie because she's going to pay for it. So, but I always say, by the time we're done vetting somebody, we know more about them than their family and half of their, neighbors and everything else. We got a question that came in. Obviously things have slowed down. But it looks like it may be opening up again. Is it really a good time to start to recruit right now? And that's one question.
Absolutely. It is absolutely the right time to recruit. The customers will come. People don't want to clean their homes. They're going to be crazy busy trying to reopen their businesses or getting caught up at work. They're going to have less time than ever. So the customers will come. Of course, you need to do the marketing for the customers. But the last thing you want to do in this new economy, and I truly believe we're about to experience a cleaning business economic boom like we've never seen. The last thing you want to do is settle for the kind of people you used to settle for years ago or weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is the time to recruit because you want to hand pick the best staff. I also believe, and Shawn, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I also believe that during a time like this, when so many people are going to not look for jobs because they're going to just take that unemployment and milk it for 4 months, the people that are looking for a job right now are looking for a long-term situation. They're not the ones sitting at home going, well, I'll wait till August to start applying. This is the right kind of people right now.
Yeah, I know. I not only agree with it, we've got proof of it. There's no doubt about it. With our own cleaning company out in Minnesota, where Dan's out of, although he doesn't do all the hiring anymore, but his manager does. We used to have to spend $1,000 to find a really good cleaner, one good cleaner in Minnesota, in Minneapolis area. That was just the nature of that area geographically. It was very difficult to recruit. So we'd have to sponsor and boost and everything else. He can't keep up with the applications. And he said he's never had better applicants coming in. He says, I don't know where they're coming from, because he said, I just tell Shawn to go get them and his team. And he said he's never had better quality coming in. And I agree with you. The reason, it's the same as 3% unemployment, because even though we're around probably close to 10% unemployment now, or getting there, it's still the same in a way, because of exactly what you said, Debbie, to your point. A lot of people are staying home, and some making more money now than they were when they were working. And with that said, that goes like this. That's less and less people. We may still be at sort of that 2.5%, 3%. I want to work people that are available to recruit.
Right. Those short-term thinkers are all going to stay home till August. So if you're recruiting now, you're going to scoop up the long-term thinkers. You're going to scoop up the people who aren't afraid to work, who want to work. And then later, when unemployment runs out and things begin to open back up a little bit, the market will be flooded with even more employees who weren't looking for a job now. So now's the time to recruit if you want the best of the best.
Yep. We've got a comment here from Bobby Walker, who was on with us last week. He owns a power washing company down in Florida. And Melissa, his wife, had signed up with you, Debbie. And Bobby, when he talks, people listen, only because he's a big, ugly guy. That's why. So
I don't believe that. Maybe a big guy.
he says, I highly recommend Debbie. 100% recommend her. You've got to be crazy if you don't sign up tonight. So
that means so much. Thank you so much, Mr.
Yep.
Walker. That's awesome.
One other thing too, Debbie, that you touched on, and there's some chatter about it, and that was hiring for integrity. One of the assessments that we have is literally called an integrity assessment through our system. So that's part of our vetting process, is to find out, the assessments are, one is called integrity. It uncovers a little bit about their honesty and in their integrity, good or bad. And we've got one called leadership assessment. We want people that might not need to run the company, but we want to make sure that they understand leadership and management, and especially
they might be your next trainer.
That's right. Especially solo cleaners. We don't like to babysit when we own businesses. We like to train. We like to have them go out and take care of things. So
I want to show you what integrity looks like. So I'm 99% sure that Blue Skies was working with us to help recruit during this period of time. But this young lady right here in the camera, let's see if I can get my camera on her. Her picture is right there, right there.
Mm-hmm.
She came in the other day and she said, I don't feel right filing for unemployment, because even though my hours have been reduced, because our business is down 25%, luckily not 50% like some, and luckily not closed. But she said, I don't feel right filing for unemployment and getting that extra money, because I don't actually have to work. My husband has a really good job. And I'm thinking, and I mean, it almost brought me to tears when my office manager told me about her. Her name is Jody. And I thought, that is the ultimate in integrity. She wanted to make sure it wasn't going to hurt our company for her to go get some free money from the Workforce Commission. And that's integrity. And that's the kind of people Blue Skies has been bringing us to interview. Now, obviously, we have to do our due diligence, of course, but you bring us a better quality.
Great. Yep, that's great. We've got one question here. If you had to pick one thing to improve or change to improve your culture and employee morale, where would you start, Debbie?
I would start with communication. I think when things get frustrating and difficult at a cleaning business, we tend to retreat. We have fewer meetings. We have fewer one-on-ones to really get to the root of the problem. You can't over communicate during a crisis, definitely like right now, COVID-19 crisis, but you also cannot over communicate when you feel like things aren't quite right, when there's something off with the culture. In the early days of my business, I didn't ask enough questions. I did way too much talking. I'm a high I on the disc, which means we talk a lot. And I didn't listen enough. So if I had to pick one, and there's like 5 things we do when we work with culture and with your team, but if I had to pick one, I would say communicate more authentically, and especially one-on-one if you feel like you have some problem players.
Beautiful. And we've got 1 or 2 more, and then we'll get to wrapping it up soon.
I love questions. Y'all just bring them on. Bring them on.
Here we go. You know what? I've done a few of these every Thursday night at 9. And by the way, I get in trouble. I'm not a pro at this. We've only opened the group up, I think, a month ago or so, maybe a month and a half. So I got to remember, hit that like button, hit that share button, and all that good stuff. So, and then I need my cheaters. Everybody I've had on is like 20 years younger than me. And you and I have been around the block, maybe, you're coming up on 40.
I had my eyes lasered, so I don't have to use those cheaters anymore.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay. With the, create joy part of the job. That to me sounds like like you talk about. It starts with communication, then culture. One of the things that we found at Blue Skies, we had a growth strategy through acquisition. So we were going to look to buy companies, which we did. And what we found out was that at that time, we thought we were pretty good at recruiting, and we knew, okay, when you buy a company and there's 40 cleaning techs, and George and Kathy take off, seven of their people go with them because they love Kathy and George. Okay. And so we had to get really good at recruiting, which we finally did after, about a year of producing what we have now that we call our automated recruiting system. But one of the things we found out too was we bought a couple other smaller companies, and to change culture was the most difficult part. It wasn't investing, coming up with some money, figuring the deal out and all the nonsense. It was culture. It was a completely different culture at a business that was very successful, but it just didn't match our culture.
Right. It's that thing that people feel. It's like, well, we've never done it that way. And people don't like change. Change is uncomfortable. Even if change is better, it's uncomfortable. So a couple of things, and obviously there's not a lot of people who are buying and selling businesses, but this applies if you're buying and selling buying a business and you have this culture to deal with. It also applies if you just feel like your culture is a mess or it's non-existent. And this is just one thing. We teach several things in cleaning business fundamentals around this. So it's not the one thing that'll fix everything, but this is one thing that you can do. Embrace the philosophy of giving, because oftentimes we are being perceived as the new boss, the new owners, as we're there to take. We're there to take and streamline our expenses. We're there to cut out the bad employees. We're there to, be careful about how many raises people get. Embrace the spirit of giving. And one of the things I did several years ago is I started hosting every 90 days, so quarterly rallies instead of meetings. And there's a difference in a meeting and a rally. A meeting is oh, y'all are doing a great job. You know, a lot of great things are going on, but you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do that. But we really appreciate y'all. Right. That's a meeting. Right. It's the sandwich method. It's we're gonna give you a compliment. We're gonna yell at you for 20 minutes and we're gonna give you another compliment and tell you all the things you're doing wrong and all the things you could be doing better and all the ways you can make my life better and my business better and my business more successful. And we switched and we stopped having meetings. We figured, you know what, memos and weekly team meetings are fine for that. But once a quarter, we hold a rally and I will teach a life skill principle to this room full of women. And I will teach them how to fill their bucket, how to be better parents, how to be a better mom, how to give so that you can receive. And we'll give life skills and we'll play games and then we'll do a giving project together. And we form giving a charity team. And every person in the office is a member of the charity team. So my office managers is a peer with their charity fellow members, and we form charity teams and we go out and serve the community in very specific ways. And what it does, it takes the focus off of themselves, right? It makes them feel good about what they've just done. And then you provide the give, so it never comes from their pocket. It's just one way to warm up the culture and to get them to feel like, wow, this is very meaningful to me. And it helps change the culture over time.
Yeah, that's great. And being the founder of Cleaning for a Reason, that's something that is obviously very helpful. And anybody out there that doesn't know about Cleaning for a Reason, it's cleaning. What's the website? Is it cleaning for the number four?
Just all spelled out with letters,
Okay.
cleaningforareason.org.
.org.
Yeah.
Okay. Go there. I think I was probably your 10th cleaning company or something like
Yep.
that.
And you won one of our highest prestigious awards, in the early days of
Yes.
Cleaning for a Reason, for the most cancer patients served. You and your company. It was amazing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's by far the best charitable business opportunity for our industry by far.
It
I
really
believe
is.
anyway. We got another question here. How do you structure your feedback loops? How do employees know their quality, and how do you routinely communicate their performance to them?
Well, there's several ways nowadays. I mean, back in the old days, we didn't have the technologies we have now. If you are a member of Quality Driven Software with Martha Woodward, that's a phenomenal way to have a non-subjective way to track quality and measure results. We also have a program that we are about to implement, but we haven't done it yet, just from lack of time, called Automate Motivate. And it's a way for our employees to see their scores from their reviews, get cash bonuses for their online reviews. At our quarterly rallies, we do a big recognition of our employees for a few milestones, things that we want to encourage more of, where everybody can be in, right? It's not cleaning tech of the month, because then there's only one out of 36 people, but it's who had perfect attendance. They get an award. We have lanyards they wear, and they have these recognition pins. They can fill up their lanyards so their customers can see this award-winning employee. So whatever you do, whether you use an amazing software like Quality Driven or Automate Motivate, or you do something internal with paper and recognition, doesn't have to be fancy. Make sure you are appreciating them, recognizing, tie a little cash to it. Doesn't have to be a huge amount of cash. Everybody loves a $10 bill.
Right. Excellent. All right, let me have you do this. Why don't you talk a little bit more about the summit?
Okay, I would love to. And let's see here. Oops, let me find my pen. So the Better Than Before Bounce Back Summit, all of the strategies, all of the talks are going to be geared towards bouncing back in business. It is time to stop licking our wounds and saying, oh, woe is me. This is terrible what's happened. It is time to bounce back and be leaders in our community. For, especially in our industry, we are deemed essential. ISSA made that possible by lobbying Washington. They were able to get cleaning, residential and office cleaning deemed essential by the federal government. And we're ready to open back for those who have closed or bounce back for those of us that have shrunk during this period of time. So we've got several topics. Now it starts tomorrow, Tuesday evening through Saturday. And we're going to be Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central, so 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday, we're going to do it a couple hours early for those people that want to spend time with their family Saturday night. We all know you're not going anywhere, so you might as well spend that time with us, right? But we're going to kick off tomorrow night, and so glad, Shawn, you're going to be joining us. We're going to kick off with winning with an epic bounce back, and I'll be speaking directly to that. And then Debbie's PPP, Debbie's proven pivot plan. Don't wait for the government to fix your business or to bail you out. I hope I get my PPP money, but I better have a plan besides the government to bail myself out. So I'm going to be sharing with you my proven pivot plan. And then we're going to be talking about the new rules of clean. Because if you're in the residential cleaning industry, things have changed. If you've always been green like my company, things have changed. We now have disinfectant in our caddy. We now carry things we never carried before. So the new rules of clean, and then the new rules of marketing. Things are different. Nothing is the same. The new rules of marketing. And then we're going to be talking about the yes method for sales success. When you bounce back, you need to be able to charge what you're worth. Stop trying to be a bargain and compete with the lowest price provider. How to get people to say yes when you're the highest price service. And then better than before, Facebook advertising. And then hire the best and ignore the rest. We're going to give you some strategies around that. And then quit all the quitting. We got to quit all the quitting. We have to get the right people on the bus and inspire them to stay longer. We've got to stop this nonstop quitting of employees, this hideous employee turnover. And then the Mop-Free Millionaires panel. Some of those people in the green coats will be serving on our panel, sharing some of their biggest tips on how they got to $1 million. And then lastly, the $10,000 ideas lightning round, where business owners are going to share in 10 minutes an idea that will put $10,000 in your bank.
Ooh.
So I think we have an amazing week lined up, and it's free, people.
I was just going to say,
free.
Everybody's gone, okay, so that's $99. It's amazing, just the value. And I always say, when I was sort of teasing that you'd be on tonight and with some phenomenal opportunities, you just always bring this profound value with you. You do, and it's not as though you've got to spend a ton of money. You've also got so many things that you have to do your due diligence, and you have to show up, and you have to be there, and you have to watch, and you have to implement. But that's a lot of value for not charging a dime. It really is.
If you just get one thing that puts $10,000 in your pocket, or saves you $10,000 in expenses, or saves your marriage or your life because your business runs better, one thing all week will be worth the time you invested all week. And you can't get any better than free.
That's it.
Get any better than free. And I told my staff, I'm like, what was I thinking? Just like after I'm giving away the farm here. Why am I doing this? I've spent hours working on the summit. I have other people spending hours preparing their talk for everybody. We love the cleaning industry.
Yep.
We are ready to bounce back better than before. We love blue skies. You're making it easier for businesses to succeed. And we need to come together as a community and help each other. Now, if you decide, oh no, I want the replays forever, then yes, you can buy those. Those are $97 and you'll have lifetime access to the replays. If not, show up, don't miss a single night, because there won't be any replays for you to catch up later. And you will have gotten free training. Take advantage of this, people. Take advantage.
Excellent. And then this is a very important question, and I want to get it in. I didn't, and that is cleaning for a reason just for maid services?
It is for residential cleaning companies if you want to participate in the serving, but if you want to participate in the giving, if you want to sponsor a maid service, we have put together programs, volunteer days, really makes your business look good, helps you stand out. Can you imagine your business proposals that you give at a building or a big power washing opportunity, or you want to win an entire year's contract of cleaning windows at a building? If part of your proposal was every dollar you spend with my company helps to support families who are battling cancer, getting their homes cleaned for free. That's how you can participate, is you might be a financial partner instead of a cleaning partner. So go get involved. It will be the best thing you ever did for your business. Thank you for
Excellent.
mentioning that.
You bet. And so better than before summit.com, right?
Better than before summit.com. And it's THAN.
I
Better
know.
than before.com. Summit, better than before summit.com.
Excellent. And then we'll post, certainly post that stuff up there again. But it's, you gotta get there tomorrow night, because it starts tomorrow night. So sign up tonight. And then the special, Debbie's going to pay for Blue Skies Guaranteed Hire. That's a separate thing. That's a $995 value. And that's it. So get on it, everybody. Again, it's Shawn and Debbie Sardone, Blue Skies and Blue Collar Recruiting. And Debbie, that's it. I just, it was so good to see you as always. I will hopefully see you soon again.
Tomorrow night.
Exactly. We'll be there tomorrow night for sure. Okay.
All right.
Everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.